Hey guys, I'm out here at the range, and first thing I do when I get out here, after I make sure I have everything I need, I re-zero my rifle. This is the scope here at 100 yards. It was off a little bit. It shifted about 1 MOA to the left, so I readjusted, and I'm good now. And my dummy witnessed it, and that helped a lot. So I'll go searching for hunting down MOA and whatnot. But yeah, so that is a good thing to do whenever you go to the range. Make sure you re-zero your rifle every time. And this one, I can find the right spot here. My human silhouette target. Now, what I do is I take these. They're little placards you get, like when you vote or whatever. Vote for this candidate, R or D. That you stick in your sign. People just won't throw them away anyways. So I usually go to people, or I go to the school, that has like the same kind of thing for sports after season's over, and ask if I can have them. And they usually just give them to you for free. But then what I do is I'll just stick my targets up on those, and now I have a target stand. That's just two little stakes stuck into a pallet. I think it'll work pretty well. Anyways, this whole video is about no whiteboard. I know people were numbing the brain to that probably. But this is self-defense. Self-defense. Why do you want to do self-defense? Because you're obligated to as an American citizen from 16 to I think 65 or whatever. It's part of the militia, which is just the people. It's just they should have just replaced it with the citizenry. It would have made a lot more sense. Anyways, so what I'm gonna do here today is I'm gonna get my height over bore, make sure I know where it's at. And I'm going to do this fairly close just to start off with and go from there. And I'll do some editing and add them all together. And hopefully this will be an interesting little project. Let's try to do this first one live and see how it goes. Eyes and ears. All right. Make sure I'm positioned okay in the camera. Not that I'm like a Hollywood actor, right? Oh, I also moved my grip stop back. So all I'm doing right here is just doing my height over bore. I'm going to aim for the white center in his chest, one shot, and see where I'm at. And also because this is right on top of the prism, I imagine it'll probably be like 4 inches high. Let's find out. Safety off. One shot. Okay. That was actually downward at an angle, so it's fairly low. So that's interesting. I'm going to do the same thing up here and see what happens. All right. So what I got here is probably closer to like 5 inches just because of the height of this. And I have some duct tape. Hold on. Of course, we also re-safety our firearm because we're not retarded. Just functionally. Yeah, I forgot to bring a stapler. But anyways, it's all good. So right here is where the bullet's hitting, and this is where I'm aiming, up here. So now that I have the 5 inches, so what she said, and I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm better than that. So I'm gonna aim for the top of his skull, and then I'm gonna aim for about the clavicle right here, the collarbone area, and see where I'm at. We'll take 2 shots. Okay. Up. 1 shot, top of skull. It's right underneath the circle. Aim for the clavicle. Bullseye, dead nuts. Doubt it? Wow, let's show you. So that is why we do a height over bore check. Original shot. That's within the credit card, so that's the lights out. And then this also hit right in the center. Aim for here. So how do you determine that roughly? What I do is for every finger, it's roughly an inch, give or take. And then a hand is about 5 omoe. Yeah, so that's about right. So let's go back and see what we can do. While still trying to get this in frame, because guys, I am an editor, videographer, star, producer, scriptwriter, and I suck at all of it. You're along for the ride, so let's see if we get this camera going. Oh, maybe there. Hopefully get you in frame. This way, keeping honest, this might be a longer video, but at least I'm shooting. So we'll see where we're at. Now what I'm going to do is what's called a hammered pair. So shot, pause, shot. I'm going to start on top, then work on bottom. So what we do is, when you're not shooting, you have a second, close your dust flap. Because when you shoot, it's going to fly open, so that's fine. But let me show you the other side. With your thumb, I like the high ready. It's just what I've always used and everything. So you grab your grip, which is to me here, because the balance is more center lined. And I had it up here, but there was quite a bit of arm fatigue and it sucked. And so it was a lot easier on you and your body to move it back, because as you find videos online, people doing CQC, they go to the magua even after extended time, and that is just easier on their body. Travis Haley, look that guy up. He knows all about that. So what you do is, you're coming on target with your thumb, just flip it. Ready to fight, ready to not, whatever. So what I'm doing is, as I'm pulling down, I'm flipping my safety off. And hopefully you can hear it. Okay, that is a control pair. Let's see what happens. Okay. So, plus and minus. The chest was a little higher. I mean, it's still in the logs. The heart is like on the left side of your chest and goes towards the middle. So technically, that's still not good for that guy. And then also, I mean, I can zoom. I don't feel like it. So I have a shot right above the bullseye in the head and right in the ridge. He could survive that, but he will not survive that. So let's keep practicing. Let's do another control pair. All right, now what I recommend is, if you're new to this, get a rifle, get your optic, your sling, and maybe a flashlight. Yeah, those three things, you're really good to go. Take a class, carbine 1 somewhere. Start with the basics. And you know, this is all just fundamental stuff that everything else is advanced on. Also, I'm talking to, literally no one is here at all. But I'm also keeping my barrel downrange. So if there's a discharge, unlikely, but you never know, it'll hit the dirt. Also, we're talking to someone, we put the safety on, we holster the rifle, as we call it, off to the side. So you're good to go here. So you can talk and communicate, blah, 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 and you should be fine. Now, I'm trying to do another control pair, and then we'll move it up to Mozambique, which is 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. So here we go. Up. Okay, looking at it, I'm still good to go. Okay, we had a couple of things happen here. The road crew was still nearby, so I'll make sure I gave him a chance to, get out of here. Unlikely anything bad was going to happen, like ricochet or anything. But when it comes to shooting guns, rifles, bullets, it's better be safe than sorry. So I want to make sure I give him plenty of time to get out of the way. I was going back, but the ground is uneven, and a little bit of wind is knocking the camera over because this is just a little thin tripod portable. So I'm gonna have to move it closer. The ground's a little more even here. Like your CQB drills shouldn't be within like 15 yards. Should be further out, obviously. Maybe if I had like an actual decent camera or the videographer, it might be different. So, like I was saying, you want to holster your rifle when you're not using it. Safety's on. So I'm going to do a Mozambique, and that is simply 2 in the chest, 1 in the head. And there's a whole history of this that came up from the Black Hawk Down episode in Somalia, Operation Gothic Serpent, where 2 in the chest, 1 in the head came from hit them twice in the chest because it wasn't killing them, and then 1 to tap them out. So basically, you're kind of like stunning them and get them off guard, and then you hit them in the head. And then there's a modified, which is, I think, it depends. I guess there's a spectrum of this, and I'm not the end-all be-all expert in this. There's people far more actually qualified to answer this than I. And that's like 3 in the chest, 2 in the head. So let's try both, Let's see if there's any merit to this. All right. So first one's going to be a regular Mozambique. Oops. Which is 2 in the chest, 1 in the head. Then we'll do a modify, which is 3 and 2. Okay. High ready. Safety off. Okay, that's your regular Mozambique. Also, if you can hear it, just hit the safety. This will be the modified, which will be 3 and 2. Yeah. If you're on your phone, you can actually zoom in on your screen. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, all I'm doing this one, this strictly target, is just up close drills. My initial sight in, height over bore, control pairs, Mozambique, modified Mozambique. Now, as we go through this, we work on their basics. Also, I wish I had another target I should have brought. And that could be like a contact right, a contact left, which is to say, something like my target's right there, I'm right here. And the reason I'm probably not going to do this here because there's open field. I don't want to like flag someone that's, planting or anything right now, because right now it's springtime, so they're in the fields and all that. So if someone say contact right, then you shift your feet into like a punching, fighting stance. Bam, bam, bam. So whatever drill you're practicing, that's contact right. Because I'm moving to my right 90 degrees. Now, contact left would be like, say you're doing a patrol. When you're doing patrol, you're not going to be high ready. You're low ready. This is what I was trying to indicate earlier in a stack, to my knowledge. Again, everyone behind the main guy is doing a low ready to the floor, off center. And then the guy in the lead is in a high ready. Because, bam, I think it can be just as fast. But just to me, because I'm used to high ready feels a way quicker. So they would say contact left, shift left. Again, like you punch out, fighting stance, bam, 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 bam. So whatever drill you're doing. So that's a good thing to practice too. And it's just you're stepping towards the direction you're firing with whatever. I'm right-handed, so I tend to drive with my left foot. It might be the opposite. And that's the contact left and right. Now, with this, that was a slow Mozambique. Let's see if we can kick it up a little bit. Let's try 2 fairly quickly. And there's slow drill, quick, where you're just a bit faster, not by much. You're not trying to be Keanu Reeves in the Matrix. And then there's fast, which is like actually fast. So let's try quick, okay? All right, ready? Punching out, safety off. Okay. I think I can do better. I wish I had a timer to check my splits. Let's see what happens. Oh, out mag. This is a good opportunity right here. I checked it. No bullets. Empty mag. Take it. Your can grip. Throw it. You can either throw it out like this, or grab another mag and put in whatever pattern you want. Pull it out. Bring it in. Tap. Reinsert the old mag if you have time. Drive in the battery. And up. Okay, so it's not bad. I like that speed because you're not just like dumping ammo. That's more of a suppressive thing. That's if you're pinning someone down and someone's flanking around that individual or group, then you want to use suppressive fire and fire quickly, especially for civilians with a semi-auto AR-15s. They're not full auto. But I think in a real world scenario, there's a couple of movies I think get it right. The Shootist and Unforgiven. The end scenes where he just slowly takes his time. He draws up. You know, he airs, bam, bam. Because he's calm. He's cool. Because everyone else is freaking the fuck out. Their cortisol is jumping, adrenaline's rocketing through the roof, and they don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. They could have a pistol and be from me to you and still miss. As crazy as that sounds. But an experienced shooter or civilian that actually takes self-defense seriously and gets out there will actually be better off, because you want to be calm, cool, and collected and drive in. And then also this takes training, time, resources, all that stuff that we all know. So let's take a look at this real quick. So looks pretty good. Hopefully you can see it. But as far as the hit zone here, there's only one outside so far. Actually two, sorry. Up here, there's only the original one outside. So I'm getting better as time goes on, because I know my holdovers. Again, mine's about 5 inches here and there. So that's where I'm hitting. Actually, well, yeah. So we're doing pretty good. We're doing really good, actually. And if in the future, if there's any thing you want me to try or whatever, let me know. Actually, what we can do is a 1R1. And that means is fire one shot, reload one. And so we can test that out and see how it looks. And then what we'll do in this case, we'll put this in my back pocket. I tend to rock my magazines facing towards my right hand side when I load them to the chest rig. And when I'm not using them, I tend to face them the opposite way, so I know, hey, it's in a different direction. I must have already used it. Little things like that help. So we got one in. I got another one right here ready. So we're going to do a 1R1. That's just, I want to say old school, but it's really not. It's just a, failure drill. So we're here. We're high ready. Up. So it's a 1R1. Just repeat it. And also what this does is it helps you get used to being smooth. Now, everyone starts at a different speed. So in the beginning, I would go slow with this. You want to make sure your hands are right. They're gripping what you want to grip and not what you don't want to. Your motions are smooth and they're going to the right areas without bumbling along too much, like how I talk. So here we go again. Fire. Oh, dropped it. That's a good thing, because you also want to tap. You're going to rack. See? Ah, it didn't fire. Why did I not fire? Let's check it out. Hey, so it didn't fire because I didn't rack it, and that was kind of the point of that, because you get in a rush and you'll skip steps, so you fall back to the level of training that you're used to. To basically round this off here, it is a little slow doing it that way, and I get it. You want to get faster and faster and faster, but that comes in time and reps. So if you do want to do something, I guess that could be quick. You got your mag in, you got a live round, you're ready, you're good to go, and you do this. That's much quicker. So you just drop the mag, let gravity take it, you put in your fresh mag, you fire because you have one in the chamber, so it'll cycle, so you're good to go. Anyways, so these are just really, really basic things to work on. And, you know, it's a matter of having the time, the gas, the ammo, the camera and phone that hopefully works and will stay charged. And hopefully, oh, by the way, sorry about the last video, guys. It's really blurry. I have like a bunch of older phones. And I'm always going through them and fiddling with them. But this one I think might be a better deal. So we're going to stick with this as our camcorder. God, I'm old. So yeah, basically that's essentially it. So you go to the range. Once you get done zeroing and get familiar with your rifle and all that stuff, when you go back, recheck your zero. Just for me, I've got a 3X with red dot on top. I sighted in my scope for actually a 5200. So that'd be me about an inch or two high at 100. And I'm good to go. I checked it. I went through about a whole mag. That's probably more than I needed to, but I just like to be redundant and make sure. So once I got that in, which was only off like a 1 MOA, but still that could be a problem at range. And the last 10 rounds, I don't know if you can see it from here, but that berm is about 320 yards, and there's 2 red metal plates, and I can hit them both using the my BDC, my primary arms 3X, and hit them at 300 no problem. Really, really easy. As far as the my red dot on top, I'm good to go. Like I made sure everything's all right. You know, I took a white pen, marked everything I needed to, and it held up. So that's awesome. And then what I did was, when I came here after I got my zero in, I checked my height over bore. 1 shot only. You'll see where you're at. If you're under, you need to come up. If you're over, you need to come down, obviously. It's very simple. Then these targets are actually really amazing. I love them. The B27 IMZ. It's got a lot of cool information, like right here. Fatal T, spine immobilization zone, fatal T. So it gives you a graph on the target, spinal, upper chest mobilization. So from here up, though if they had like a longer torso one, it'd be really cool to see like the pelvic girdle down here for reasons. And yeah, basically that's it. And I had a really good time. And this is going to be probably a longer video, so I apologize in advance. But I want to make sure that this was different than a whiteboard, and you actually see me shooting, and you're seeing things in real time, and hopefully it comes out all right. Anyways, I appreciate everything, guys, and have a good rest of the week, and a good Memorial Day coming up. I think it's Memorial Day. I get Memorial Day and Labor Day mixed up. Have a good one.